Cheers. Sugar. Well, do we need to consume it just because we have surplus production in our country right now, in India? Or is it really necessary for our brain, for our overall muscle development and organ system functioning? What? Means, really, we need to consume sugar to have a better lifestyle? Is it? I don't think so. And I am sure that you also don't think so. Then what's the point of consuming sugar? Yes, exactly. As per the recent situation in India, there are a lot of misinformation and misleading messages and propaganda is going around regarding the sugar consumption that sugar is not at all bad. It has no harmful effect if we consume it in moderation. But these sugar crystals have no benefits. Then what's the point of consuming it? Right? Does it make sense? You need to watch this entire video to have real information, real scientific information regarding the sugar consumption, because it's really essential to blow the whistle regarding the consumption of sugar. And I'm sure after watching this entire video, you're not gonna consume even a single crystal of sugar. So I'm here to talk regarding this. Yes, exactly. Welcome to my channel. I'm here to talk. Myself, Raj, and let's start today's episode number 4 of Health Talks with my personal favorite, Mr. Shashikant Iyengar, because he knows how to break the myths by providing real scientific information and pragmatic solution. So today's content, leave sugar to live. Let's start without wasting much time. Let's bring online and let's bust all the myths regarding the consumption of sugar and bring up the real information regarding the negative impacts of sugar consumption. So here he is, Mr. Shashikant Iyengar, again my personal favorite, as I told you before. So it's time to break all the myths regarding the sugar consumption because it's really necessary. Matlab, it's like I'm totally shocked about these articles, especially that got published in Economic Times, like India, world's largest sugar consumer, wants its people to eat more. Means we need to consume more sugar. What's your opinion, sir? Just clear it out.
So Shomik, first of all, this is my third video with you, and thank you very much for inviting me again. And congratulations on choosing a very good topic. This is a burning topic, and probably you're the first one to make a video on this.
Not I am. We are. We both.
Yeah.
We
So
both.
okay. So we are making this. This is a very burning topic, and this headlines has actually attracted the attention world over. World over, what we can see in Twitter is people are just shocked as what the authorities here want, what the sugar mills here want. They want us to increase the consumption of sugar. Okay, now while world over there's a lot of controversy and there's a lot of talk on putting tax on sugar so that the consumption comes down. This India seems to be going in the opposite way. We are actually regressing back. We want to increase the sugar consumption.
We are already in a normally habit of high carbohydrate based diet. Basically, that is also sugar. And after that, they want us to eat more, to add more these white sugar crystals to increase the rate of diabetes and obesity.
So this is a protein deficient country. We are using bad fat, and we are already on an 80-85% or even 90% carbohydrate diet. God knows how much. It is more than 80%. And now to top it, they want us to have some more desserts in form of sugar. I'm really surprised and shocked to know. Now, Soumik, what I want to do is I just want to read what exactly has appeared in the Economic Times on 3rd November.
That will help people.
So viewers will also understand. Many of them would have read. Many of them would not have read. We will just debunk. First, we'll be actually shocked by seeing what kind of things they want us to do. So I will just read, even if it takes a little more time. In a world where sugar has attracted increasing scrutiny for its impact on health and obesity, there are moves afoot in this biggest consuming country to persuade people to eat more of sugar. Mills in India are eyeing increased consumption as a way to cut the nation's chronic oversupply, which stems partly from favorable incentive provided to growers in a politically powerful rural areas. High production cost means the country finds it hard to sell sugar on the global market without subsidies. Now it appears that some of the largest other producers like Brazil, etc., they are objecting to the subsidies which we are providing, and hence government is thinking of reducing the subsidies. So if we reduce subsidies, then what will do? then we are stuck with oversupply, overproduction and oversupply. So what we'll do
The
best?
surplus
Ask the
production.
consumer. Ask the consumer to eat more. So this is the strange logic, which is happening. To push forward this initiative, the mills have begun an online campaign to boost domestic demand, involving workshops, webinars, where everyone from nutritionists and endocrinologists to public health expert and medical practitioners will share their expertise and knowledge. So they are going to hire the services of all these experts and to push more sugar to us. It is very surprising that they are going to hire the services of the very expert who are concerned about the health. Sugar, what they say is sugar is the most preferred source of body's fuel for brain power, muscle energy, and natural process that goes on into the proper functioning of a body. This is said by the Indian Sugar Mill Association, ISMA, adding
ISMA,
that
yeah.
calories in sugar are same as that of any other calorie, and it is only when calories are not burned that body weight increases. Now, how
That
foolish
means
this
you
is!
eat. That means you eat lean meat. Okay, chicken, whatever, no matter what, those calories and the sugar calories are all
Yeah.
these are same.
Now, first
Okay.
of all, for viewers, let me make it very clear. Let me just debunk this statement. What is table sugar? Table sugar is actually 50% glucose and 50% fructose.
Fructose, yes.
Okay. And what our brain uses, what our muscle uses are not fructose, they are glucose. And God has given us, or our evolution has given us liver, which will produce enough glucose in form of
Yeah. In
gluconeogenesis.
the complete abstinence of
Yeah.
carbohydrates and sugar
Yeah.
also.
And this can come from even complex carbohydrate from, let us say, vegetables or something. We don't need not take sugar for this.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is, they are twisting this statement to, make a fool of us. Now, my favorite statement always, lies that it is easy to fool us than to convince that we are being fooled. And, they
Exactly.
are, they are into the first one and we are into the second one. It's going to be very difficult for us to convince others that we are actually being fooled by this industry. So let me state some more thing which is given in Economic Times. Consumption in India has stagnated at 19 kilogram per capita per year compared to the global average of 23 kilogram. And they want us to now increase it. If per capita consumption rises to the global average, that means from 19 kilogram they want us to increase to 23 kilogram. Then the demand will be enough to take care of the surplus. So India is the second biggest producer, after, let us say, Australia, Brazil, or Guatemala. So this is the sad fact. Just because these guys have surplus stock, they want us to increase consumption. Whereas data after data, there are a lot of data, hell lot of data, which shows that the consumption of sugar, increased consumption of sugar, is very strongly correlated with cardiovascular disease, diabetes, obesity, fatty liver disease, and all of
Lot
the
of
metabolic
pathological
symptoms.
situation. Lot of
Yeah.
pathological situations. Yeah.
So it is such a sad and pathetic situation that it is good that we are actually doing this
This
to
it's
actually
really
show the.
it's really difficult for me,
Yeah.
and also it's simultaneously ridiculous to hear all this kind of misleading information and also this kind of foolish statement that just because of the surplus production we have means it's clearly stated over there to spread the surplus production. They want us to eat more. Because what's the point of eating all these empty calories that has no benefits basically?
Yeah. So now Shomik, what we can actually see in a different. We can actually break our conversation. We'll try and keep it short, but we can break a conversation into different way. We will see what is the effect of this sugarcane production, sugarcane as
Yeah.
well as sugar mill production, which has environmental impact, and what happens to the workers. Sugarcane production has a devastating effect on soil, air, and water. Okay, it is actually mentioned here, and thanks to the intensive utilization of water, heavy usage of toxic agricultural chemical, significant release of polluted water waste, and destruction of various habitat of plantation. Now, this is again, you can actually post this link. Now, we very well know that this is one of the high water guzzling crops actually. In fact, in world over, or at least in India, the crops which consume most water are rice, and then we have sugar cane, we have soya bean, and then we have cotton, and then we have wheat. These are the top 5 water consuming crops. And if you if you really read all the data, which you can post it, you will be surprised to find, especially in my state, where I stay, Maharashtra. There are a lot of Maharashtra is the second biggest producer, probably after UP or any other state, which I don't exactly recall. But I know that Maharashtra is the second biggest producer of sugar in this country. And in fact, the sugar mill's rise is so rampant. It is opened even in, let us say, water scarcity areas. So you can imagine, a lot of villages already have a scarcity. They don't have water to drink. And then, this is so rampantly on. And, no wonder, it is having a heavy environmental impact. So other than the pollution, other than the guzzling of water, excess water, which is having, which this crop requires, and all the toxic effluent, which is, released by all this plant, so this is a terrible impact which we have, which we don't realize this. Okay. Now coming to the other.
Actually, people, seriously don't have this information specifically that you just stated right now. The environmental impact of the sugarcane production that we actually have over here in India, but still they have this surplus kind of production over here.
Yeah. Now coming to the second point, how the exploitation, or how the harm it comes. Most of them, are subjective. Most of these workers, there is a study which you can again, which you can post. It actually says that they suffer from respiratory, cardiovascular, renal, musculoskeletal, heat distress, dehydration, genotoxic, and probably in addition to other like accident and all, which could be common across. But sugarcane workers, they are actually suffer from this. And in certain countries, not in India, I don't know about India, but maybe in certain countries like Brazil or Guatemala, they even use child labor actually to to produce this. And the biggest other impact, which has come sometime back, that's in Marathwada, or in Beed district in Maharashtra. Women are encouraged, the women workers are encouraged to undergo hysterectomy, so that they can work uninterrupted for the entire month. And even if this is a newspaper clipping, which you can post. It is also said that because they are sexually exploited, so they are asked to undergo hysterectomy. So this is a very terrible thing, which is happening. So
to
this
stop
is
the
a
menstrual
sheer,
cycle, because whenever they take
yeah,
leave for the menstrual cycle at that time, rupees 500 to rupees 1000 got deducted from their salary. They
yeah.
basically deduct the salaries. They take leave, and that's why they ask them to go for the surgery.
Yeah, so it is it is sheer exploitation. I don't know if this happens anywhere in the world. So this is something which has appeared in lay press or newspaper, and even world over, it has been condemned. In Twitter, it has been condemned by leading experts. So this is a very terrible thing, which we are seeing. It has a devastating effect on the environment, and sheer exploitation, and very bad effect on the health of those who work.
Exactly.
Now
Emotionally,
this,
physically,
yeah,
from all
yeah.
aspects, if you see a lot of impacts, negative impacts, actually, it has the sugarcane production and the farming of this.
Yeah. So now let us come to the crux. Okay, the crux is what effect it will have on us
Yeah,
consuming little more. Okay,
yeah,
so see, while sugar, maybe at a smaller quantity is okay. Maybe if people are taking 1 or 2 teaspoons is okay. But this never stops. With the influx of modern processed food, sugar is added in everything. So our consumption of sugar is already gone up. We are called as trophy. We are all lean obese people, thin outside and fat inside. So all these extra calories in form of extra carbohydrate, extra sugar which we consume are they are going to be added in this after this small subcutaneous fat is, we are going to accumulate visceral fat. We're going
exactly.
to
Visceral
accumulate fat
adiposity.
all
Yeah,
on the, and no wonder the incidence of fatty liver disease is growing in India. In fact, not only in India, it is world over, but in India it is by far neglected, and we don't realize the terrible impact that fatty liver has on our health. And anyway, it's a sign and symptom of this excess sugar which you're consuming, excess high fructose corn syrup, and maybe even excess refined carbohydrate, and also this excess seed oil, So it is not one factor for Indians. It is a many factor, but nevertheless, it is very strongly implicated in fatty liver disease. In fact, uh, fattyliver.org, okay, fattyliverfoundation.org. I think that I've sent it to you. They are very clearly linked fatty liver with excess sugar consumption. There's one thing. Secondly, you can also talk about this how sugar is as addictive as cocaine.
Yeah, basically, as you sent me the link, and also I was reading the article that when somebody is actually having sugar, it's really becomes difficult for that person to stop that sugar consumption because it affects or it actually starts, it spikes the rewarding system, the brain rewarding system, which happens in the basically the mesolimbic dopamine system, and it creates dopamine hormone. And we all know that the dopamine hormone is basically a feel-good hormone that gets spiked up, and it basically creates a reward effect in our brain. And we suppose we are having sugar, so continuously we have that, we can't stop that, process if we are actually having continuously sugar, so it becomes really difficult. So that means continuously consumption of sugar, and it will lead some pathological situations like you stated, like cardiovascular disease or liver functioning problem or obesity, whatever. That means after knowing all these things, that kind of system that gets spiked up, this dopamine rewarding system, which actually happens same in the cocaine also, the drug. Somebody is having cocaine, that same kind of impact actually happens in the sugar consumption also. And it has been proven. There are a lot of scientific articles I will be posting in the description box below. People can actually check those.
In fact, if you go to the site of Harvard Health, it is also given that the effect of added sugar intake are high blood pressure, inflammation, weight gain, diabetes, and fatty liver. They are all linked to increased risk of heart attack and stroke. Now, this is from Harvard Health. Okay, it is not from your and my imagination. It is from an authority. Okay, so as I earlier said, Fatty Liver Foundation link, if you post, it is again clearly given that it is linked to fatty liver. Now, it is also beyond doubt, it is proven that when we have little bit excess sugar will actually reduce our immunity. And I think it is, to have excess sugar in this corona age or COVID age, it is going to be having a disastrous effect on our health. And I'm surprised,
It's really necessary right
yeah,
now to have this information also, that how it actually affects the white blood cells
yeah.
action process, which is actually a defense mechanism of our overall health.
In fact, there are papers which actually shows that as soon as we have some sugar, our immunity is a little bit down for the next
Yeah.
6 hours or so.
Yeah.
So maybe you can post that link also. So and just imagine if someone is having one teaspoon, now actually they want us to have 2 teaspoons. Okay, so this is surprising. And then this this ISMA also says that calorie is a calorie. Now how foolish it is, let me tell you. Okay, one egg has around 75 to 78 calories. Now eggs are nutritious. It is having protein, it is having fat, and all kind of vitamins, except C. It has almost every vitamin.
Right.
Now 300 grams of mixed vegetable will also have the similar 75 to 78 calories. And
Right.
we know it has lot of vitamins and minerals, all micronutrients. Now 4 teaspoon of sugar is also around 75 or 78 calories. Now what does it have? Except sugar, except energy, it is devoid of, it doesn't have one single vitamin, one single mineral. And in this iron deficient country, uh, this is going to have a disastrous effect again. So you can imagine there's not a single mineral, not a single vitamin in this. And these foolish people, sometimes I feel very strongly about this. Let me call them morons, to
They are
equate.
actually.
They are actually, these morons and foolish people are equating 4 teaspoons of sugar, which is equal to 1 egg or 300 grams of vegetable. How foolish this can be.
It's kind of totally stupid statement that all calories are same. That thing automatically comes.
So let them take.
We can actually make a content on this subject.
Yeah.
Separately. But the fact is, they actually compare the calories of sugar with like protein or something other like doesn't make sense, especially.
So is it possible that we shift the entire 1,500 on an average calories, which anyone must be having in our country,
completely
to entirely sugar? Is it okay? Can they survive? How stupid it is. Okay, instead of taking calorie from sugar, why don't you take calorie from some real food? Okay.
Exactly.
So let them take whatever they want. Let them take let them take some vegetable. Let them take some pulses. Okay, and let them take even rice and wheat. Okay, though as a person on ketogenic diet, I don't use this. But for the general public, let them have any of the whole food that they want. It is going to provide them something. What this blank and devoid energy filled sugar, not going to provide anything useful. Now let me let me quote a few more things. Now there's again, if you go to the a few more links like Healthline and all, they actually show how it has adverse effect on the lipids. Okay, it's going to raise triglyceride, it is going to raise small dense LDL, it is going to have a devastating effect on the lipids. Now you also post this link from Atkins, okay, where they are given, there are 10 reasons why sugar is bad for your health. Let me list out this 10 reasons word by word. Sugar causes glucose to spike and plummet. So there's going to be a yo-yo effect. Okay, glucose will increase and it will reduce. So when it comes down, when it plummets, again we'll feel hungry, we'll want to take something else. Sugar increases the risk of obesity, diabetes, and heart disease. Your immune function can be affected by sugar. A high sugar diet can lead to chromium deficiency. Now you can imagine chromium deficiency is also found in all insulin resistant diabetic patients. So somewhere all these are very strongly linked. Sugar accelerates aging. So do we want to look old? We all want to look young. So do you want to look old? Take more sugar. Sugar can cause gum disease, which can actually lead to heart attack. Okay, sugar causes tooth decay. Sugar affects the cognition in children. Sugar increases stress, and sugar takes the place of important nutrients. Yes. So just as we told just now about the calories, okay, 4 teaspoons of sugar, 300 grams of vegetable, or one egg. Which one to choose? And we also know that there are a number of studies which shows that sugar causes hyperactivity in children.
Right.
Okay. So this is such a pathetic state. And if you go to PubMed and actually find about sugar and its ill effects, you will find 20,000, more than 20,000 references. I think that is what I recall last time. There are a hell lot of references, and I don't know where these guys are going to find some references. Now they quote that
exactly. They quoted that.
In fact, one of the article
information.
Yeah, in fact, one of the article also shows that sugar is, they say the sugar is as old as Ayurveda and all, all such dumb things which they're telling. I don't know where in Ayurveda they have recommended sugar. Maybe something sweet, maybe good or jaggery could be used as a vehicle for certain food. That is okay. It does have some medicinal purpose. In fact, glucose, fructose can have some medicinal purpose in terms of being a drug delivery system. But it doesn't mean that, we go and guzzle those additional teaspoon of sugar. How stupid this can be. I don't know.
Actually, people already, they are having sugar in their diet. They are already having desserts a lot amount. And, after that, they want us to add more. It's like adding a cherry on the cake.
Yeah. Now, there's also reference which shows that, this can cause excess sugar can cause depression also. Okay. So, we should all be surprised to know that, in this age where, we are already having anxiety, depression.
Already a lot of problems.
So do we want to have a little more depression? That is also one Indian study. There are many studies, but I'm just going to quote one Indian study which has appeared in 2014, Diabetes in India, which is published in Nutrient, and it has appeared in ResearchGate. It will be very interesting if I read, verbatim. It is very interesting for the readers to understand. Sugar and sweet consumption has been popular and intrinsic in India, Indian tradition, religion, right from ancient time. In this article, we review the data showing increased sugar consumption in India, including the traditional sources like jaggery. Okay, so they have included even jaggery in this. Along with the decreased physical activity, this increasing trend of per capita sugar consumption assumes significance in the view of high tendency for Indians to develop Indian insulin resistance, abdominal adiposity, and hepatic steatosis, which is nothing but fatty liver, and the increasing epidemic of type 2 diabetes. And the preliminary data also shows that there is a strong cardiovascular disease which is actually linked with this. And there has to be other prevention strategies has to be there from the government, that they should target on decreasing the sugar consumption in the Indian population. So this is way back in 2014. Okay, now in 2020, they actually want us to increase sugar consumption. How foolish it can be.
Completely contradictory statement.
Yeah. So this is one of the, he's one of the world's leading expert on sugar, the harm which sugar causes, the harm which excess fructose causes. Dr. Robert Lustig is a pediatric endocrinologist, and there are a lot of videos in YouTube, and I suggest everyone just to go and see his videos. So I'm going to share some of the couple of slides from his website, which I'm sure he will not mind. Yeah. So what happens when you cut down sugar in a kid's diet for 9 days? Blood pressure comes down, LDL comes down, fasting triglyceride comes down, and fasting insulin comes down. And by God, we never measure insulin in this country at all. Okay, we might measure blood pressure, we might measure cholesterol is very important, so everyone measures, right from birth to death. But fasting insulin we never measure. Fasting insulin is the one which shows that we are into hyperinsulinemic state and whether we suffer from hyperinsulinemia. So this is actually a study of 43 children between the age 9 and 19 who were obese, and researchers reduced total dietary sugar from 28 to 10%. 28%, just imagine. And fructose from 12 to 4% of total calories. Just 9 days, just 9 days on sugar restricted diet, virtually every aspect of the participants' metabolic health improved without change in weight. Please note, without change in weight. Okay. It will take some time for the weight to come down, but immediately within 9 days, this is the effect. And everyone should actually, go to Dr. Robert Lustig's website and actually see this. Yeah, next slide. So this is again, which were taken, whether your child is normal weight or overweight, excess added sugar is harmful to your child health. See, in India, nowadays we are seeing childhood obesity also. So it is surprising to see, even some small kids, having central obesity just like adults. So there is one thing which is overall obesity, the one thing which is central obesity. So you'll see all of them, sporting central obesity. So it is very terrible. Some of the point which he has given is, the same study. There's an improved glucose tolerance, lowered blood pressure, improved liver test, decreased triglyceride, improved insulin sensitivity, lowered fasting insulin, decreased fasting glucose, and decreased LDL cholesterol. So the same study, these are all the highlights which is there. So just very interesting. Just go to the next slide. So in almost all the programs, okay. Now, Dr. John Yudkin, he's a top scientist. So he's the one who has alerted this long back, when the debate was going on, whether fat was bad for us or sugar was bad for us. He had come out with a lot of data, and I suggest everyone to buy this book and read Pure, White and Deadly. And he has given the devastating effect of excess added sugar in our diet and how it has, deadly effects on almost all parameters. So during also during this is a time where this is also documented that the sugar industry have actually paid some researchers in Harvard Health, and they came out with the statement that no, sugar has no effect on the cardiovascular health, and sugar does not have any detrimental health. So this is actually well documented, and you can also post that. So during this is a time where where they actually started blaming fat, and they let off sugar very silently. So it is very sad. And next slide. So I never tire of showing this study. This is back in 2016, a study carried out in Mumbai by one of the municipal hospitals. They actually shown that the school-going children in the affluent section of Mumbai, that is South Mumbai, they suffer from fatty liver disease, and some of them, they also have what is called as early stage of fibrosis. Now, how this can happen? Because parents generally feed them with all this refined food, pizza, pasta, coke, burger, and they also consume this coke in tons.
And also some health beverages.
The sugar sweetened beverages. A lot amount of sugar. Just because parents in their during their childhood never had, so they thought that
these all things are healthy.
This thing should be given. Our children should not be deprived of this. How foolish it is! Exactly. Our parents are killing their own children slowly, with all this junk food and all the sugar sweetened beverages. So Shomik, this is in short, we try to keep this conversation very short. In fact, sugar is such a subject that we can talk for 8 hours straight. And
Yeah, a lot
there
of
is hell
things.
lot of topics to
Lot
be
of
talked about. If you go into detail, if you see all the studies. In fact, there was a meta-analysis sometime back which actually showed that uh, all those studies which have been funded by sugar industry, all of them showed sugar as neutral, whereas all of those studies which have not been funded by sugar
not been
industries,
funded. Exactly. Yeah.
90% of them actually shown detrimental effect of consuming excess sugar. You can post this also. I have sent this
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
link to you. So
Yeah.
viewers can actually go through all these slides, all these links, and they themselves can see that we are not talking out of air, and all these are published studies, and all these have actually appeared. So Shomik, this is a sad fact, today which you're facing in your country, and I hope that uh, your video
Yeah,
reaches
I
far and
hope
wide.
that because it's really essential, and it means like whatever the statement, whatever the information that you have provided, really thanks to you, because means I didn't think of like we sometime means like time will come that we have to talk about this part also, like by having this kind of misleading information means going around, like the that we need to consume sugar means like it sounds really ridiculous, and that's why we're here to talk about this fact today.
Yeah, so my small summary to viewers is viewers, our brain uses glucose, yes, but our entire system is a hybrid machine. We can use glucose and we can use fats also. We can use fats in form of free fatty acid or even ketones. Our brain can as well use ketones. So it's our entire system is very hybrid. We can use both. And for this glucose, we need not have external sugar also. Okay, so
Right.
this can as well be provided by gluconeogenesis by liver. It can be
Right.
provided by the complex carbohydrate in forms of vegetables, or even for all the others who are taking grains, it can provide them. We need not
Right.
add sugar for our brain's health. Sugar has
Yep.
been known, it is documented to cause metabolic disaster in us. In fact, most of the metabolic disaster which India is currently facing are all linked to excess sugar, excess refined carbohydrate, and the excess polyunsaturated fatty acid or the refined seed oils which we are taking. So, so viewers beware. Don't believe any of these experts who will come and tell that
Exactly.
sugar consumption has to be increased, or in a different way that our brain requires glucose. Your brain will get enough glucose through liver. Don't worry. So Shomik, let me also add in the final statement that yes, people will say we need sugar, we need sweetness. Okay, if people are metabolically healthy, maybe 1 or 2 teaspoon is okay. But let me tell you personally, I use what is called as stevia. It's a natural plant-based sweetener, and there are other sweeteners available like erythritol, or even let us say monk fruit. Monk fruit will be a little costly, but stevia is something relatively very very cheaper. In fact, I use that. I enjoy all sweeteners in my life. I enjoy homemade chocolate, and Shrikant is very well known in this part of country, and I have Shrikant every day using this sweetener. So I think, let me tell you that in my circle, many people have lost 2-3 kgs, you know, just by stopping sugar. Let me tell you, just by stopping sugar and using stevia in their tea or coffee, they have lost 2-3 kgs. So it is a very simple way, to lose weight. Okay, festival is coming now. Diwali is there's just this weekend.
Just
So we
knocking.
are
Yeah.
also so we are also planning to make a lot of homemade sweets using stevia and erythritol. We can make kaju katli, and we can make burfis, and chocolates. Yes, it's an integral part. We can make even laddus using stevia and erythritol, which we do. So there is a lot of
Thanks for this recommendation. Basically,
yeah.
I'm really sure that after watching this video, one question will raise in their mind that okay, then what's the substitute? And you have just given them the substitutes. Yeah.
So in fact, I don't promote any brand, but let me tell you the brand which I use. It has stevia and it has what is called a fructo oligosaccharide. I use it in
Okay.
drops. So there are various such brands available. Please go to the net and start using stevia in place of sugar. And I'm sure many people are going to see the immediate improvement in health. Just knock off sugar and knock off 1 or 2 kgs in a month itself. So
Right.
I
Right.
wish a
Right.
good health to all our viewers.
Right. Same from here, from this content, from this video, from both of us, that we want you to stay healthy and stay alive more. And that's why you need to leave sugar. You just do not believe on all this statement that We need sugar basically to have a better lifestyle. Thank you so much, Shashida. Again, thanks to you that to bring up this information and to bust all these myths which are going around, especially about this sugar consumption right now. I hope that people will definitely love this video just like the last time, and really they will appreciate this content entirely.
Thank you, Shomik.
Yes, exactly. That is what I told you, that after watching this entire video, you're not going to consume a single crystal of sugar. Or are you going to? Well, I don't think so. Please don't, because it has nothing but a lot of side effects. Well, right now, it's your duty to share this video. And of course, you need to like this video and subscribe this channel if you haven't. And make sure you're spreading the real information and scientific information regarding the sugar consumption by sharing this video as much as possible. Please do it. Well, lifestyle is all about learn, think, and implement, and that's why I'm here to talk about lifestyle. And also, I really love to bring scientific information which actually helps to have a better lifestyle. Thank you so much for watching this video. This is Raj. Time to sign off. Take care of yourself. Love yourself. Always stay fit, stay raw. And don't eat sugar. Live sugar to live. Be fit with Raj. Bye.